Steam blasted across the deck of China's newest supercarrier the moment its electromagnetic catapult came online. The Fujian wasn't conducting a routine systems check. It was preparing to launch a stealth fighter into contested skies for the first time. Crew members sprinted across the deck. Launch officers leaned into the wind. Warning lights flicked from amber to red as the J-35 locked into the catapult shuttle. Inside the island tower, controllers watched the power spike climb. A soft hum became a rising growl. EMALS coils heated, synced, and stabilized. Every sensor, every radar, every allied watch center across the region was already locked on the Fujian. Because once this jet left the deck, the Indo-Pacific would look different. The moment the J-35 locked into position, the Fujian's escorts shifted formation. Destroyers widened their arc, creating a shield of overlapping radar coverage. Far above, a US P-8 Poseidon on patrol watched the carrier group expand across the sea like a tightening fist. Operators leaned forward as fresh signatures lit up their screens. Down on the deck, a second fighter rolled toward the next catapult. Steam drifted across the bow, carried by heavy crosswinds as deck crews moved with urgency and precision. Every motion pointed toward one conclusion. This wasn't a drill. Inside the Fujian's operations room, displays flickered with final launch parameters. Camera feeds showed the J-35 braced against the shuttle, wings taut, canopy trembling under the pressure building beneath the deck. In the East China Sea, Japanese air defense sites picked up the spike instantly. A single blip sharpened, brightened, and climbed. Fujian's air wing is active, one controller said quietly. Someone's testing response times. Across the Pacific Theater, every watch center, Taipei, Tokyo, Guam, Darwin, shifted from passive monitoring to active tracking because a launch from Fujian wasn't just flight activity. It was a signal, a move on the board. The Fujian's deck chief raised his arm, rotated his wrist, and brought it down in a clean, unmistakable cut. The EMALS coils surged, power spiked, metal vibrated, and the J-35 launched. A shockwave of steam and heat tore across, slicing through the cloud and disappearing into the gray sky in less than 2 seconds. Its afterburner carved a burning streak through the mist, a signature every radar within 1,000 miles instantly picked up. Inside the cockpit, altitude warnings blinked from amber to green. The pilot pulled into a tight climb, banking through turbulence as the Fujian shrank below. Instrumentation flickered under electromagnetic distortion. Stability returned. On the destroyer escorting the carrier's eastern flank, radar operators watched a second icon join the first. Another fighter rising. Another launch window opening. The Fujian was not testing a single aircraft. It was demonstrating a pattern, a tempo, a level of readiness no Chinese carrier had ever shown before. Far above, the US Poseidon tracked the fighters locking into a two-ship formation. Speed increasing, altitude stabilizing, vectors shifting north by northwest. The pattern was coordinated, deliberate. Down on the deck, steam rolled across the bow again as crews prepared the next aircraft. No hesitation, no slowdown. Every motion of the Fujian's air wing said the same thing. China had just stepped into a different class of carrier operations. The J-35's ascent rippled across every air defense network in the region. What began as a single launch now echoed through command centers from Taipei to Tokyo. In Taiwan's air defense headquarters, operators watched the stealth fighter's return flicker in and out of their upper-tier radar. It appeared, disappeared, then reappeared at a higher altitude. This is not routine flight activity, one analyst said. Fujian's air wing is active. On board the USS Ronald Reagan, officers leaned over digital charts as a fresh alert pinged across their displays. 2 fighters airborne, formation adjusting, carrier escorts repositioning. The Fujian was no longer a theoretical platform with experimental systems. It was proving it could put stealth aircraft into contested airspace on command. In Tokyo, Japan's Maritime Self-Defense Command overlaid satellite tracks with projected carrier movements. An analyst highlighted a small but deliberate heading shift. Just 3 degrees, but 3 degrees, that mattered. "They're testing reach," the officer said, "seeing who reacts and how fast." Far to the south, an Australian P-8 crew caught the edge of the carrier group's radar bloom. It was wider, deeper, expanding into areas normally monitored by Allied networks. "That's not defensive posture," the operator murmured. "They're building a bubble." Back on the Fujian's deck, steam drifted low as crews prepared the next aircraft. Blast deflectors rose, signaling lights cycled. Every motion added another ripple to the region's already stressed balance. Across the Pacific, the message was received by every nation watching. The Fujian wasn't just moving. It was announcing itself. What the Fujian demonstrated today was not a simple system test. It was a declaration of capability. For the first time, China has fielded a true CATOBAR carrier, a platform able to launch heavier aircraft at longer ranges with faster sortie generation than anything it has ever placed at sea. The electromagnetic catapult that hurled the J-35 into the sky is more than an engineering milestone. It is the key that unlocks a fully modern carrier air wing. With EMALS, China can put stealth fighters and airborne early warning aircraft far beyond its coastline. It can project power across contested waters where traditional ski jump carriers fall short. Its reach expands, its influence grows, and every successful launch brings the Fujian closer to full operational status. This shift is why regional commands reacted so quickly. Because a carrier of this class changes the Indo-Pacific equation. It complicates US and allied patrol patterns. It reshapes air defense planning. It pushes new no-go zones across sensitive sea lanes. And it turns the Fujian from a symbol of ambition into an active instrument of presence, pressure, and power projection. The Fujian is not fully combat ready, not yet. But today, it proved something with absolute clarity. China's Navy is stepping into a new era, one where its carriers no longer stand in the shadow of the world's great powers. They sail alongside them. If you found this breakdown valuable, take a moment to subscribe. It helps the channel grow and ensures you never miss the next major shift in global security.